Alright, what's up guys? Today we're talking about ground types. Boom, baby! I love me some ground types in this generation, I'm gonna be honest with you. Alright, what's the characteristics of ground types? They typically have high defense, high attack, high health. One of the three, or maybe all three, as we'll see later on. But what are we going over in this episode, in this little PowerPoint here? We're going over the individual Pokemon and their respective strategy within each of their tiers. So, you know, we got Little Cup, Zero used, Never used, Partially used, Underused, Overused, and Ubers, of course. Though we won't be seeing any ground types in Ubers, not today, not today. So, yeah, that's what we're going to be going over in this PowerPoint. Let's get straight into it. First up, we got Sandshrew. Sandshrew gets Body Slam, Earthquake, Slash, and Rock Slide, as well as Substitute and Swords Dance. Swords Dance allows this to be a little setup Pokemon, you know what I'm saying? Set-uppy on the field. Get those attack boosts pumping and a-flowing. It can also use Substitute to stay on the field a little bit longer on some clean switch-ins, you know what I'm saying? Get some nice little Substitute value going in there. And then it also gets Earthquake, Slash, Rock Slide. Slash having high critical hit chance, you know, Body Slam being able to paralyze. Earthquake just having 100 base power and 100% accuracy, and Rock Slide, which deals super effective damage against flying types. So that's what Sandshrew is doing. It's mainly going to have a counter to flying types, as well as going to be swords dancing all over the place to try and build up that attack power and maybe make this into kind of a mid-game pivot sweeper, if you know what I'm saying. Little mid-game pivot sweeper type shit. Next up, we got Sandslash, aka the Snorlax killer, aka Snorlax's biggest enemy. Sandslash gets Earthquake, Rock Slide, Swords Dance, and Substitute. This thing can kill Snorlax with slashes. I've seen it happen in OU. In fact, it's happened to me in OU. So watch out for Sandslash. Now, it does also get Rock Slide and Earthquake, which once again, very super effective against flying types, good against poison types with the Earthquake, and Substitute, which allows this thing to stay on the field a lot longer. Sorry, let me light a cigarette real quick. Sandslash, absolutely phenomenal Pokemon. Going to be getting a lot of value. Going to be getting a lot of Earthquake value against those, you know, ghost types. Am I right? Quote unquote ghost types, yeah. Next up, we got Nidoqueen. Nidoqueen is the final evolutionary line for the Nidorine female line. It gets Blizzard and Fire Blast, so it has some super effective coverage against ground, against grass. It also gets Earthquake and Surf, so it has some super effective coverage against, you know, fire. Yeah. And Thunderbolt, so it gets super effective coverage against water. Honestly, a very versatile Pokemon with its moveset. I mean, water, ice, fire, and electric are really the only types that you need to have on your Pokemon to succeed, right? Not to mention this thing gets Substitute so it can stay on the field longer. And I mean, look at those base stats. Just really good all across the board. 90, 82, 87, 75 special. And pretty alright speed. I mean, it's just an okay Pokemon in general. Pretty good. But not as good as Nidoking. Nidoking is in PUA1. Nidoking gets Earthquake, Blizzard, Thunderbolt, Fire Blast. No, it does not get, what does it not get? It does not get Surf. It does not get Surf, but it does get Substitute and replaces Surf with Counter so it can deal really good damage if it takes a physical hit back. Its attack is very good, its defense is alright, its special is the same as Nidoqueen's, and its speed is very good for a ground-type Pokemon. This is one of the fastest ground-type Pokemon, I believe, in the game, other than Diglett, you know. Diglett gets Earthquake, Rock Slide, Body Slam, going to be paralyzing as many things as you possibly can with Body Slam, going to be hitting those flying types, super effective. We've been over this. The ground type agenda is very simple. You deal big, fat attack damage, and you go in maybe fast if you're Diglett, you know what I'm saying? Diglett is in Little Cup S tier, one of the highest Little Cup Pokemon. I believe the second highest Little Cup Pokemon, second only to Starmie, aside from Starmie Gojo, of course. No, aside from Staryu Gojo, of course. Diglett gets Substitute so it can stay on the field longer. I mean, we've been over this, bro. We've been over this. Keep it pushing. Keep it moving to the next one. Dugtrio is in UU A2. Dugtrio is also known as a Snorlax killer because it also gets Slash, which is a 3-hit KO against Snorlax, if I'm not mistaken. However, this time, it has a different little strategy. It gets Sand Attack. So maybe you can reduce their accuracy for a few turns. Am I right, guys? Right? Who's with me? Clap if you're with me. Alright, yeah, sure. Sand Attack, Substitute. I mean, you're going to be clicking Substitute way more than Sand Attack, hopefully. let's just say, hopefully, if you're clicking Sand Attack, I have serious doubts for your future in Gen 1 random battles, or in Gen 1 UU, or in Gen 1 OU, or in Uber, or in any tier, if I'm being honest, dude. Sand Attack is such a shitty move. Substitute is far superior. Earthquake, Rock Slide. What are we talking about? Poison, super effective. Flying, super effective. Next one. Geodude. Geodude gets Body Slam, Rock Slide, Earthquake. Oh my god, dude. What? I can't believe it. But it also gets Explosion. It also gets Explosion. And with a pretty decent attack and pretty incredible defense, this can get a lot of value by staying on the field for a very long time and then exploding on whatever needs to get exploded. Maybe they have a high special low defense Pokemon that needs to be exploded on. You explode on it with the freaking Geodude, man. Next Pokemon. Graveler. Graveler can stay on the field a bit longer than Geodude. It's in PU for that reason. Although Geodude is in Little Cup B tier, right? Graveler gets Earthquake, Rock Slide, Substitute. Oh, Substitute. So now he can stay on the field longer. And Explosion. Boom, boom, boom. You want to be exploding on everything. Explosion is a great move in Gen 1 random battles. That's why the Geodude line is so good in Gen 1 random, because they get access to Explosion. You know what I'm saying? Keep it pushing. Next up, we got Golem. Golem is NU C+. Now, some of you guys are looking at this and you're like, Nick, what is this? I know that my dearest Pokemon Golem is an OU. And to that, I say, no. Golem is not an OU Pokemon. Stop saying Golem is an OU Pokemon. Rhydon is the far superior Pokemon. Come on, let's keep it pushing. He gets Explosion, Substitute, Paralyzing with Body Slam, Rock Slide, super effective against the flying types. You're just going to be boom, boom, boom. No flinching in this generation from Rock Slide, which is very fortunate because it might actually move grounds up an entire tier, right? All the ground types would be like S tier in Gen 3 OU. Am I right, y'all? Rock Slide be like. Alright, next up we got Onix. Onix is in ZU. It has some of the highest defense in the game, if not the highest defense in the game, though everything else is fucking horrendous. You could hit this thing with a fire type move, and you would still deal an insane amount of damage over any physical move in the game. That's how fucking stupid Onix is. Onix gets Earthquake, Rock Slide, Substitute, and Rest. Oh my god, Rest. So now your shitty Pokemon can stay on the field longer than before, right? I couldn't even find a ranking for Onix in ZU. That's how bad this Pokemon is. So, fuck Onix. Onix deserves to be kicked out of the game. Onix is a horrible Pokemon. It looks like a dildo. I absolutely hate Onix. And not to mention it gets Explosion, so I guess it can make an alright trade. Though with 45 attack, I don't know what kind of damage you're going to be dealing with Onix there. I mean, you might as well just throw an actual rock at him instead of hitting him with Explosion from Onix. Next up, we got Cubone. Cubone is a very sad Pokemon. The lore with Cubone is very deep, very rich, very ripe. But Cubone's moveset is Earthquake, Body Slam, and Blizzard. Honestly, a pretty phenomenal moveset as well as counter. This thing can take physical attacks, dish them back out. It can be super effective against a lot of sleepers in the game with Blizzard. It can paralyze things with Body Slam, and it's super effective against poison types with Earthquake. I mean, this thing can basically do it all. It's the bane of sleepers in Gen 1 random battles, if you know what I'm saying, because it gets all those phenomenal moves. Its defense is 95, making Cubone pretty alright defensive-wise. Its speed is not something to be attracted to. That is a horrendous speed. Even for a pre-evolved Pokemon, it's not that good. But its defense makes it shine, and it makes it be able to take a lot of physical attacks very well. Very bulky Pokemon defensively. Overall, Cubone, you're alright. You're okay, Cubone. Sorry about your mom. Next up, we got Marowak. Marowak is in ZU. It's C tier in ZU because it has such a crazy high defense and pretty good attack. Though the only thing it can take advantage of with that attack is Earthquake and counter. It also gets Fire Blast, so now you have even more super effective coverage against grass if you didn't already have enough with Blizzard, right? Counter to be taking those physical hits, dish them back. I mean, basically the same thing as the Cuboner over here, but pretty much just with Fire Blast and a little bit more defense and more attack. It serves the same purpose, kind of as a mid-game pivot into whatever that's dealing big physical damage, because you can always go in with counter with it. Though its speed and special is just, it's just bad, man. It's just not fun. Lastly, we have the Rhyhorn and Rhydon line. Rhyhorn gets crazy good health, crazy good attack, crazy good defense for a pre-evolved Pokemon. It gets access to Earthquake, Body Slam, Rock Slide, and Fire Blast, as well as Substitute, so this thing can stay on the field a very long time with Substitute. Super effective against Grass types with Fire Blast, super effective against Poison types with Earthquake, and if y'all didn't know, in Gen 1, most Grass types are Poison types as well. So you're going to be dealing a shitload of damage to both of those types. Body Slam to paralyze things, and Rock Slide against flying types that may be trying to counter your, Rhydon. Like they have an Articuno, you can hit that thing with Rock Slide, boom, you're chilling, right? Its special is horrible. Its speed is absolutely diabolical, but it does get a slight improvement into Rhydon. Rhydon gets Earthquake, Rock Slide, Body Slam, Substitute. It's an OUB1. We all know that Rhydon deserves its spot in OU because it is by far the best ground type in the game. With access to Earthquake, against super effective against Poison, Rock Slide, Flying, Body Slam, Paralysis, Substitute, stay on the field forever. They send in their Zapdos on your Rhydon. Boom! Your Zapdos is completely walled. Or you send in a Rhydon on their Zapdos is completely walled. Rhydon just absolutely destroys Zapdos in any OU team, which is why you need to put that thing to sleep first. Its health is phenomenal. Its attack is great. Its defense is great. Its special and speed are very lacking, though it can make up for it with that high attack, high defense combo. It doesn't get access to Explosion or anything, so you're not making crazy trades with the Rhydon, but you are making some pretty good trades, and you can wall off a lot of Pokemon if they can't deal damage to it, or if they only have physical moves, right? So what do I think about the ground type overall? I think overall they're an 8.2 out of 10. They're a very defensive type. They're very bulky. They have a lot of attack. They have a lot of speed. Diglett, Dugtrio, right? But at the end of the day, they're not going to be countering as many Pokemon as the Psychic or as the normal types. They're just going to be sitting there like a wall, like a stall Pokemon would in the modern games. And don't get me wrong, stall Pokemon are good. They're just not as broken as the Psychic and normal types in Generation 1 because those hyper-offensive teams that deal a lot of damage with Reflects, with Light Screens, with basically everything to wall you off as well, their stall is far superior. As opposed to just innate stall with substitute predictions and rests and explosions, right? You do get some good trade-offs with the ground types because of those exploders like the Geodude line. However, overall, 8.2 out of 10. Pretty good defensively, pretty good wall, pretty good stally. And yeah, that's it for this presentation. Hope y'all enjoyed.